So if you're watching this, there's a chance that you're still in your hometown and you haven't moved out yet. Depending on what age you are, you could be just recently turned, 20 years old, or in your 30s or 40s. It really doesn't matter. Guys, you have to understand that I've moved like literally 10 times in my life. And every time that I moved, I always found that I had a new perspective on life. And you have to understand something, guys, like your environment plays such a big part in your levels of inspiration, your motivation, how you feel about, life, just your overall mood, your perspective on, the world, your work, your ability to be productive. Your environment plays a huge part. And I'll give you an example. Like, let's just say that you were in a house with no walls and glass, or a house with no walls, like inside the house, and the walls surrounding the house were glass and you could see through it. Think about how, and it was just hard floor, no furniture, and that was it. It was extremely uncomfortable. You got the idea. How long would you be able to live in that extremely uncomfortable living environment? Probably not long at all. You would probably find that just the most basic things are difficult, right? Like just changing, for example, or trying to do some work in private, or trying to relax, right? You would be extremely uncomfortable no matter what inside this hypothetical home, right? Now, guys, you have to understand that a lot of people live their lives like this and they never truly break out of their shell. Like, I don't know why people think that just because they have to pay a little bit of money to move, or they have to like sell some shit or downsize or whatever it is in order to live in a different environment. I don't know why a lot of people think that that's not worth it. To me, that's so worth it. Guys, you have to understand that, first of all, let's just talk about moving out of your hometown, okay? If you've been living in your hometown, here is the most detrimental part about living in your hometown, okay? When you grow up around a certain group of people, right? Like people from your high school, people from your area, you don't realize it as much as you try not to. You start to pick up on a lot of like their belief systems and the things that they do. You might not realize it, but you do. And belief systems are so deeply embedded within us that they take years to break or years to make. You know what I'm saying? Because from the time that you were born, let's say you lived in, your hometown since you were born or whatever, like you would believe certain things and think a certain way about the world. And it would probably be very similar to the people that you grew up around. Guys, you have to realize that in order to actually think differently, you have to act differently, right? And then you have to literally have a different environment, okay? So, for example, before I moved to California for the first time when I was 23, guys, I literally I had no friends. I knew nobody. Luckily I had some family that helped me out to a certain extent. I remember my cousin gave me like a mattress to sleep on. My uncle gave me a bike to ride around. And I was extremely grateful for that. But I was still knocking on fucking doors every day, trying to find a job. But it was weird because I would have never done that in Pennsylvania. And I had my phone, right? I was kind of doing the coaching. I wasn't really doing it. I remember this was around the time where, my father denied helping me get a car and sent me like a long email and basically just like handed me my shit and was like, you need to figure your fucking life out. I remember when I moved out of Pennsylvania and into California, all of a sudden, I'm super consistent on social media. I'm posting 10 Instagram stories a day. I'm posting every single day. I'm messaging people every single day. I am knocking on doors, trying to get a job. I'm learning sales skills. I got my my fucking Andy Frisella podcast going in my ear all fucking day long, right? Now, I was kind of doing that in Pennsylvania. I was kind of doing that, and I didn't really have a good reason to move to California other than I just needed a change. I wanted to change. My mom was moving, so I decided to just go with her. And guys, it wasn't until years fucking later that I realized that the number one factor that propelled me during that time period of my life was the fact that I moved. It was literally, that was it. I moved states. Everything was different. The people were different. The fucking stores were different. The restaurants were different. The weather was different. The fucking gyms were different. People's attitudes were different. The way they talked, the way they walked, the way they acted, the way they dressed, it was all different. California was completely different than Pennsylvania. And I realized that in the littlest moments, that everything was different. And because of this different environment that I was being exposed to, I was then being met with these times where I was having to process certain things that I never processed before, right? Meeting different types of people, working different types of jobs in different environments. And actually, one of the jobs that I got in California was a sales job. Now get this. This is why you have to take chances. This is why you have to break out of your environment, because if I never broke out of my environment, I would have never been able to have this opportunity, which was this. Now think about this. This opportunity seemingly appeared in front of me. Think about how crazy this is. This opportunity seemingly appeared in front of me simply because I was fucking door knocking. I was applying to every single fucking job I could within a 5 to 10 mile radius because I had no car. I literally had a bike. So I had to literally say, okay, what's the farthest I would ride my bike? Probably 5 miles. So I said, okay, I'm going to look for a job within a 5 mile radius. Because I was looking for a job within a 5 mile radius, I had limited options. So I knew that once I found an interview and once I found a job that I like, I knew I had to stick with it because it was going to be, one of my only options. I was interviewed for a sales job, which, by the way, I literally lied on my resume. I said that I had way more sales experience than I did, but I didn't have it. I just took the chance. Which I didn't even have to lie because the guy that hired me would have hired me anyway. So it was like silly. I didn't even have to do it. But if you need to, you should spice up your resume if you have to. Just a little tip, life hack. Don't break the law, break the rules. Anyway, because of that, I was given this job where I had a company car and I was able to go to a different city in California every single day. Every single day. Now think about this, because the job that I did, it was door-to-door sales. So we did what was called selective canvassing, and we would drive to a different city every day and we would pick business plazas to walk up into these businesses to pitch them on our service. I was able to see pretty much all of California in a 10-month span. We're talking all of Los Angeles, all of Inland Empire, fucking Northern California, Palm Springs. We went to Vegas, Sacramento, San Francisco, everywhere. We went everywhere in California. Malibu, along the beaches, all along PCA. I saw all of California, and I was so lucky. I would have never been able to have that opportunity if I never took the chance, if I never changed my environment. You get what I'm saying? Even now, I'm 25, right? Excuse me, I'm not 25. I'm 28 now. But when I was 25 and I started my business, I knew that I started my business and my mindset started to change so fast. I started to grow so fast that the area that I was in, Allentown, which is really like an hour away from where I grew up, but still like the Lehigh Valley, similar area, right? I had realized that because I was growing so fucking fast, that my environment every day was serving me even less. Have you ever felt that before? You guys probably feel that right now. Everything that I'm saying, you guys can probably resonate with, and now that I said it, you're gonna feel this on a whole other level. Because now you're gonna realize, holy fuck, I do need an environment change. You don't need to, it's not, guys, that alone can literally change your life. You need to switch things up. You don't have to have a good reason. And guess what? If you don't have kids, if you don't have kids and you're not married and you're watching this video, this might be the most valuable fucking video that you watch this fucking year. I'm being dead serious. Because if this video can get you to change your environment, dude, you don't even have to move states. You don't even have to move out of your state. You can stay in the same state and move 2-3 hours away. Different environment. Get the fuck out of your hometown. Get out of that place that you've been living in for 5 years. Make a change. I promise you changing the environment will literally change your life, guys. Life hack, a little life tip. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, you can click the links below for fitness coaching or business coaching. You guys know that I have a clothing company, No Victim Apparel. We have white and black tank tops dropping along with white and black shorts. And we're also restocking our black No Victim hoodies and our black and white flame shirts, between the lines flame shirts. Guys, I appreciate your support. I appreciate your love. And really just you guys following, subscribing. I don't take it lightly whatsoever. You guys are the reason I'm able to do this. Appreciate you guys. I really hope you got something out of this video. So peace. No Victim.